But for the first time, of course, that you are joining us. And how is Morocco this Monday morning?
Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigeria. It's nice. The weather here is bright and beautiful. Casablanca is nice, it's beautiful. It's a bit cold, not like the regular Nigeria weather. A little bit of difference, but same time zone. So far, so good. It's been nice. Thank you for having me. It's my debut on ADBN Abuja. Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Good to have you, Nusa. Now, let's talk about Edo Queens, who are flying Nigeria's flag in this year's CAF Women's Champions League. Last night, we were all rooting for them. They got a 3-0 victory. Share with us how Coach Moses Aduku was able to ensure that the girls kept their head in the game. It was their debut appearance. A couple of us, anyway, were a bit not too sure what Edo Queens were going to do, considering the history of Nigerian clubs in this particular competition over the years. I was a Coach Moses Aduku able to ensure that Edo Queens were able to start on a winning note?
I think basically you read all from him in the post-match press conference. He mentioned that, it was just one game at a time. And that's the thing he has been mentioning. That's what he has been inculcating into the girls. From the get-go, he has been letting them know that, it is one game at a time. The girls have just one game in this competition to play, and that's the next game. And that was the focus on yesterday's game. I think that kept them, that distracted the pressure of playing Mamelodi Sundowns or probably potentially as far and every other team in the tournament. The focus was just on the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia game yesterday, and the girls were locked in, and we could tell from the get-go, in less than 5 minutes, we got our first goal in the game. I think tactically the girls are great. You saw the match, and you could tell that these girls actually were replicating what they did in Cote d'Ivoire during the Wafu B version of the Women's Champions League. So I think the girls really played to instruction, the coach's instruction, and the instruction was just get the ball and enjoy yourself, and they did just that on the pitch, and the goals came in.
Now, let's talk about Wednesday's game against Masar FC. Masar shocked everyone by beating defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns in Group B's opening game. How was that result received in the camp of Edo Queens? And then following your victory last night, what has been the thought of Coach Moses Aduku, considering what Masar FC were able to do against Mamelodi Sundowns?
Well, Masar, I think they are the surprise package of the tournament so far. Nobody expected them to give the Mamelodi Sundowns girls a fight, and let alone snatching the victory eventually. Although it was a late penalty, a clumsy challenge from the defender of Mamelodi Sundowns. But in all, I think Masar came prepared, and they are really, really solid side. They've got a physical side, and very sharp on the ball, fast on the ball as well. So, but from what they played yesterday and from what the coach has been able to do with the squad, talking about Edo Queens now, they have been able to dissect the team, and they are really focused. They map out areas where they probably need to improve on in order not to be caught unaware by the Masar team. They are fast on the ball, and are also a bit physical as well. I think that is one of the key elements that they possess. That's talking about the Masar team now. And for Edo Queens and the coach, I think he has got that covered. He has mapped out strategies to ensure that those fast-paced football that they play is slowed down and the physicality is dealt with properly. So for the reception of the results by the girls, they were not surprised. I mean, there's been this long-standing sort of rivalry between the South Africans and Nigerians. So the girls were a bit happy that Masar defeated Sundowns ladies. But, I think the focus now is on the game against Masar, and they are looking at it that as the last game and the only game probably they will play, because the coach has always told them that in a tournament of this magnitude, you don't look at the entire tournament. You look at your next opponent as the only game and the next game you are going to play, and that is exactly what they are going to do, and they've been doing that, and it's been working for them.
Okay, now, Edo Queens, of course, like I mentioned earlier on, you are representing the country in Morocco. What has been the support from the Nigerian community in Morocco, in Casablanca, since you arrived? Of course, to spur you to victory. I know that on your X and Do, you tweeted about the support back home in Benin City and in Edo State. But on ground in Morocco, what has been the support like to ensure that you go all the way? 1 billion naira is the target. If you're able to win, I know that there's been a lot of talk about that money. And let's talk about that money also, in addition to the first question I just asked. 1 billion naira potentially if you're able to win. Has the team talked about that? Has there been any talk about that target, really?
Of course, the girls will always bring up such issues, and money is football. Football is money. You can't separate both. And when the news broke and the girls found out that CAF has increased the money, the coach had to find a way to just turn it into motivation for the girls and ask them, listen, you won the regional tournament and you got 100 million naira from the coach. Now, from the state government rather. Now, how about now? Think about you winning this particular tournament and what you will get. So the girls were now now probably are going to get 500 million from the 1 billion. That's on the lighter side anyway. So that's how the girls received the news on the money, and of course the coach just turned into motivation for them. And looking at the support so far here in Morocco, it's been massive. It's been coming in gradually. Nigerian embassy have sent their messages down, and the team has received that. I think the diplomatic relationship here between Nigeria and Morocco has been okay, and of course we were well received at the airport, down to the hotel, the camp day. Nice, and I think the relationship between Nigeria and Morocco is even further cemented with the way the camp, the CAF officials here, and of course the hotelers here have been treating the girls. It's just like one big family, and I think one way or the other, the support here, it's really, really okay, and the girls are not lacking any support. Yeah,
definitely. Just finally now, I know you have a lot planned out for the day as to prepare for Wednesday's game against Masar FC of Egypt. Now, a couple of your girls were in the Super Falcons' recent squad that took on Algeria, with your star girl, Folashade, scoring an hat-trick against the Algerians. And that Algerian team had a lot of foreign-based players, actually. It was an A team that we took out in those two games. Now, how has that 2 games impacted the performance of your team? And what is your coach saying about that? And then the expectation, of course, that you want to share with Nigerians this morning as we prepare for Wednesday's game against Masar FC.
Well, for the girls that took on Algeria, I mean, 8 of them were invited. The first game, 4 of them started. The captain of the day, Choma Olise, the left back, Blessing Livida, Miracle Seni, they all started that first game. And alongside Folashade Ijamilusi. In the second game, same thing. And Shade gets in a hat-trick in that second leg right there in Lagos. More or less re-emphasize the coach's tactics and what he has been able to do with this squad so far. And if you look at the style of play in that game between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Green Ladies of Algeria, you will understand that that is not the typical Super Falcons style of play. The ball that we know the Super Falcons play is from the wings. But that particular game, they head onto the ball and they were playing it like you would see a Manchester City team play or a Barcelona team play. And they were waiting on them and they caught them on the counter. And that is the tactics of the coach, and that is the mentality from Edo Queens. And for Shade, she has been fantastic since joining up from FC Robo. And we cannot but deny that this girl is actually very fantastic with the way she plays. And I think she's one for the future. We can actually say that we have a striker and we have a talent that we can bank on anytime. Not just for Edo Queens now, for our national team. She's still very much available and able to go for the under 20 and down to the Super Falcons. I think now we can now say Monday Gift and Coach Nakano, who are the mainstay in the Super Falcons attack, should watch out for.
Definitely.
She's coming from them. And for the expectations, well, let's keep it one game at a time. We are debutants, and so I think expectations still be on the downside now. But we are hoping that we'll still keep doing Nigerians proud. And thank you for your support, and every other person back home. We are counting on it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Nosa. Of course, you've been great also supplying those visuals, the pre and the post-match news conferences from Morocco. All the best to the team. On ADBN Sports, of course, we keep supporting Edo Queens as a flag, Nigeria's flag, of course, in Morocco. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day, of course, in Casablanca.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was Nosakhare Igunma, Edo Queens Media Officer. He did join us from Casablanca, Morocco this morning. As we talked about Edo Queens' performance, their first game yesterday in the CAF Women's Champions League. So hopefully they can go all the way. I mean, I know that talk of a 1 billion naira winners money if they can go all the way. I know the girls will definitely be talking about that. Let's go to you now. Let's have our main man, our Yo Sports editor, Bright James, join us now on the show this Monday morning. Bright, it's been a while. It's good to have you back. Edo Queens, if they can win the Champions League, they have a 1 billion naira money to take home. And of course, Nosa says that the girls have been talking about that. How much of a motivation do you think the decision by CAF to increase the prize money we have on the competition this year?
Minute, I would like to say, and it's very refreshing to be back here. Now, talking about the monetary gains and, of course, what it would mean in terms of motivation for Edo Queens. I tell you this, Sammy, and I tell you for free, it's not just about Edo Queens. Every other participating team have got their eyes on that prize money. I think it's a massive lift. You know, I talked about this, you know, with Odudu. And